Good morning, it is Dr. Kimarie, and I want to talk today about what we do when we're called, when we're prompted to make a big decision in life, to take action in some way. And I thought I'd share my story about moving back closer to my daughter and grandson. I was living in the mountains of North Carolina, which is about 4.5 hours away from where I am now. And when I first moved to this area, it was 20 years ago. I had been here until 2020 and then went back to New Jersey for a little while. After my parents passed away, I was taking care of them. When they passed away, I went to the mountains and was just soul searching and healing and writing, whatever, doing all that stuff. But I didn't have positive feelings about coming back to this area for a few reasons. I felt like I had gotten lost. I felt like I had gotten stagnant. I just felt a lot of things that didn't make me feel like I belonged, all of these things. And so the thought of coming back had to be for me. I couldn't come back and put the pressure on my daughter to have to create my happiness. I didn't want to put pressure on our relationship. I wanted to make sure I was doing it for me. So I really did a lot of work and I grew immensely. I find that, the laws of attraction, the metaphysical principles that I talk about a lot, when, they say crystals work, you buy healing crystals. Well, living in the mountains of North Carolina is living on healing crystals. That's what you're living on. And so a lot of things are amplified, whether you want to believe that or not. Everything, the emotion, everything is very amplified. Reactions. And so for me, at least, that was the lesson that I got, was to be really clear and mindful about where you're putting your energy. And so anyway, I was prompted over the summer, realizing that now my grandson would be going to school. I was coming every couple of weeks to see, to have that special time, see my daughter and my grandson, take him to a hotel and have that special time with him. He really didn't get to go to my house a lot because we lived 4.5 hours from each other. And he had said to me while we were playing one day, I want to go to your house. When am I going to go to your house next? And I thought probably not for a long time, because my daughter works full time and it's a big trek for her, and she wasn't loving that idea. So I would come here more. And I really was back and forth about, again, making sure that if I did come back, it was for the right reason. But I got a very clear prompting. But again, you have to imagine there's a lot of fear that went with it, because there was a lot of pressure, but there was clarity. There was crystal clarity. It's time to go. Sell your house. It's time to go. And so I come here to visit, and on that weekend that I got this clarity, and I didn't tell my daughter because I didn't want to ask permission, and I also didn't want to put pressure in any way. I just was listening to my guidance. And I go to this nail salon I hadn't been to in years, at least 4. And I walk in, they knew me by my first name. I turned and I couldn't believe it. And then I went to this other place that I was doing business, and both of them were like, you need to come back. If you came back, you could, speak here, or we could use you. And I thought, wow, I'm getting business opportunities. Like, it was just, everything was opening up. As soon as I got the prompting, everything was opening up. Of course, there's fear though, because I had just bought this house that I feel like was a godsend. I put a huge amount of work into it. I put my heart into it, and I would have to sell that. I'd have to do it all alone. I'd have to, it's a lot. It's a big leap of faith, but that's what faith is. It's taking the action based on the prompting, not really knowing, but knowing, right? So faith is knowing before you actually really know how it's going to turn out. So, but the way to make sure that we're being faithful, or using the energies, the laws of attraction, and using that flipping the magnet back up when we're in fear, because when we're in fear, all the negative, all the town idiots wants to tell us all the negatives, like, oh, it's going to turn out like before, or you're not, you know, all the things that can make us not take that action. So it's important to override that with the things I've been saying, sprinkling lots of goodness and making sure you catch your thoughts. One of the things that I was doing was a friend of mine had just sold their house, and they said they were going to do this mantra over and over and over. I'm going to sell my house, and I'm going to have a bidding war. And I thought, bidding war? That doesn't sound like something that those words don't appeal to me. So I thought, well, what if you said, I am blessed, I get, you know, for highest and best of multiple offers. And so I just kept saying that mantra over and over. I am blessed, highest and best, multiple offers. I am blessed, highest and best. And it was just joy, 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 joy. Well, the funny thing was not only was I getting multiple offers, well, not only did I get multiple offers on my property, I had people come within 3 days, and they paid full price for my home. But also I was getting offers, because I wasn't saying real estate, I was getting offers for opportunities, for business, and for making new friendships and all of those things. So that's really funny that I just kept saying that over and over. So I got like I said, I got the prompting in July, and I got my, I lost my train of thought. I got the prompting in July, and I just kept doing the mantra over and over. And then you have to remember, so now they decide that they want my house in 30 days. Well, I haven't done anything to pack. I don't know where I'm going to live. I haven't told my daughter yet. And I'm just really riding on a leap of faith. So I came to visit, and then I met with a realtor and looked at a couple of houses, and you know, just trying to feel it out. But it was very difficult in a one-day time, because I'd have to go back and do work there, or be, you know, back for appointments or whatever it was. And so that I was thinking, I also don't want to make a rash decision. I don't want to just decide, you know, I don't even know, should I be 5 minutes from her, or should I be 30 minutes away? What's too much? I don't want to invade her space. So I was just putting it out there. God, you'll show me, you know, show me. The right thing's going to show up for me. Anything that's mine will not escape me. All of these things to just keep in faith and not be in the fear of just jumping on something. So that was the faith for me of what's mine will not escape me. Like it, you know, I don't have to panic. And I also didn't want to move in with my daughter. I didn't want to put strain at any point. So I just kept repeating this, you know, it's going to show up, it's going to show up. I was looking for rentals, and they were a lot of them were scams. So I just kept repeating as the time's going very quickly. And I had renovations I still had to do, and a bunch of things. So then it's time to pack, and I get a clear prompting to leave and go look at houses for just a day, go 4.5 hours, look for houses, and then be back the next day. And I thought, well, I have to pack my house. I have like 1 week to get out of my house. But I had this really strong prompting, and I went, and the real estate agent was amazing. And he showed me 22 houses out of the 42 that I picked. And they were within a 30-mile radius from my daughter's home. And they were, you know, he had a plan. He blocked them in sections. I didn't know what he was doing, but he blocked them from furthest away to the closest. And one of the houses I really wanted to see was actually the last house I did see, which is the house that I bought. Not knowing it's 1.4 miles from my daughter, right behind my grandson's school. And one of the reasons why I wanted to move now was because he was going to kindergarten, and I knew I would have a smaller window to be able to have alone time with him, and I wouldn't get the opportunities that I got before, being that she's sharing parenting with her ex-husband, and they give back and forth. So so being right by his school, and so I called her and said, come to this house. I didn't even know I was that close because we had taken like a background way. And she was so thrilled and so excited. So that let me know that she welcomed the idea that I lived this close. And it turned out I was able to close on the house in 2 weeks. So I was only at her house for 1 week. So that was just a blessing. Everything in this house, that was the other thing I was saying was, it'll be this, like this, I used the address, 58 Denny, it'll be 58 Denny or better. I just kept saying that because there was all these things that I put into the house to make it mine and make it special and make it mountainy and make it warm and make it all these things. And everything is here is just that. It's 58 or Denny or better. And I just got to allow that to come to me. So the other piece of it is when I saw the house, I called, I told the agent, call them right away, let them know I'm interested, even though typically I do it differently. Typically you want to negotiate and all that stuff, but I knew that this was the house. And he said, well, they said that they're sitting down right now and they already have 10 offers. And I said, well, tell him what I want to offer, and I want, a little bit over full price. Tell them what I want to offer, tell him the terms, and just call him, tell him. And he said, yes, please write that offer, and I got the property. Now, I kept repeating, what is mine will not escape me, what is mine will not escape me. Meaning, trusting also that if it's not mine, it will go. And that's good because what's mine will be better. And it's trusting that. It's really trusting that what is for me will be better for me. And so I really have to do a lot of the work that I teach, the healthy detachment, let go, let go, let go. I move in the house. 2 weeks later, there's that massive, massive storm. And I was blown away because I can't imagine, I wouldn't be able to. There wouldn't even be a thought of being able to sell the house and do all the things that I got to do in this situation because, it was timely. My daughter and my grandson, I felt really needed me. They were struggling. And I really got that prompt and I listened to it. And I'm so thankful that I did because I got taken through it each step of the way. I still had to do the work. I had to keep myself clear. I had to keep myself positive. I had to keep myself faithful. I had to keep my energy up. I had to keep looking at and trusting, even though I didn't know. And it's been a completely different experience than I've ever had living here before. Completely 100% different. And that has everything to do with me. It has everything to do with my habits, my mindset, and realizing that I get to decide. That's the difference. I get to decide the quality of my life no matter what is going on around me. I did not get handed any of it. My life has been a lot of struggles, a lot of challenges, like all of us. But the truth is, it didn't come easy. None of it did. That's why I'm so passionate about my work, because it didn't come easy and I can see how big the contrast is, and I want to share that with you. So I hope that inspires somebody, because at any moment and going through anything that's going on around us, all we have to do is shift our mindset, shift our words, and shift and trust our actions. Take that, when we feel prompted from within, that spirit, when we feel prompted from within, that is our guidance. That is the GPS that lives within us, that we get to know that is working for us. So that's my message for today. I hope that it speaks to at least one person that needed to hear this today. Please leave your comments. Please subscribe to any of my channels, my Dr. Kimarie on YouTube and TikTok, and now I'm getting into all of them. So check me out, and also send me a message. I love to hear comments, and you have an amazing day. I love you. Bye-bye.